السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أهلا بكم في قناة سوسن سامي فور انجلش. النهاردة هنكمل مراجعة الصف الثالث الثانوي للغة الإنجليزية من الوحدات 8 و9 والمراجعة س. طيب هنقول هنا choose the controls for this computer game don't work. Can I try yours? Most planes can land in any type of weather because the pilots can use radar. Ambulances drive very fast when there is an emergency. The shopkeeper threatened to call the police when the man refused to pay. Okay. We learned how to measure energy in our physics lesson today. The teacher said that we should never interrupt her while she is talking. His parents were shocked on knowing his exam results. They hadn't expected such low marks. The machine worked well after we replaced the fuel pump. In case of fire, please be quiet and get out through the emergency exit. Things fall to the ground because of the force of gravity. Many customers have complained about this washing machine because it has a technical problem. Developed countries have achieved great progress in science and technology. Helwan is famous for its dry weather and springs. Unlike fiction, facts are reasonable. As a freelance journalist, he writes for several local and national newspapers. Electricity is transported to our homes through wires. I'm not used to working in such hot weather. I was about to leave home when my little daughter started to cry. Okay. Technicians are people who do practical work. I hope that one day all my dreams come true. Actors have used that hotel in many famous films. The hotel had been used in many famous films. Mother had not made the bread before we went to bed. The bread had not been made before we went to bed. Many spaceships had flown to the moon before Apollo 2nd in 1969. Scientists and technicians knew that clergy could be asked about spaceships and satellite. Clarke was asked to work on a film for the famous director Stanley Kubrick. This library book is very old. I think it has been read by a lot of people. My mobile was lost in the sports club yesterday. They were cutting down some trees in the park today. I interviewed one of the scientists. People have grown trees in gardens for thousands of years. The dark side of the moon could first be seen in photographs in 1959. The hotel had been opened before the flats were built. The film has been watched by many millions of people since it was made in 1968. There are now parts of space that have been named after Clarke. By last summer, the new factory had been built. In the summer, the beach was used by thousands of tourists. It's expected that they will arrive in time for dinner. He is known to be making a lot of money. Okay. Unit 9. You can see some air pollution, but a lot of it is invisible. Our English teacher wants us to form a link between our school and the school in England. To be safe, scientists believe that mobile phone masts should installed in high or remote areas. It's sometimes difficult to get a telephone signal in remote parts of the country. Most scientists agree that human activity is the cause of global warming. The members of the government meet regularly to discuss the continuous rise in prices. When are you going to move into your new flat, Mr. Shreve? When the earth When the earth moves, it causes earthquake. It's a completely natural process. A huge amount of water came down the river and flooded the city. The theory is believable, but it can be proven. Vegetables and fruit grew well in a sandy soil. She was arrested for shoplifting, but was released on bail. The disease started off as cancer of the liver, but it spread to other areas of the body. One of the many benefits of foreign travel is learning how to cope with the unexpected. We now know that plants and trees make their own food. The oxygen is released back into the air. One result of the cold weather has been a sharp increase in the electricity bills. The behavior of young people proves how much society has changed. Mother is used to adding spices to food to make it tasty. Plants can change the energy from the sun into chemical energy. Do you usually get your room cleaned? No, I clean it by myself. How often do you get your teeth checked at the dentist clinic? They had 10 students move into a house with a mobile phone mast in the garden. The park manager wanted someone to water the plants every day. He wanted to get them watered every day. Abdullah asked the painter to paint his house last week. He wanted to have it painted. Our clothes are washed for us. We always have our clothes washed. Our windows were dirty, so we got them cleaned. The manager got a technician to install a new computer program. I got Ali to go to the sports club with me, although he didn't want to go. We're eating in a restaurant tonight because my parents are having the kitchen painted. Can you help me to paint my room next Saturday? Where did you get your car repaired? The students got the teacher to postpone their test until the following day. The doctor allowed the family members to visit the patient. Don't get upset. I'll get her to apologize to you. Captain Basim will have his car served as soon as he returns home from Hurghada. I had to have my mobile phone repaired after I had dropped it in the water. Does your tooth still hurt? Yes, I have to get a dentist to check it soon. As you know, I had my car fixed a couple of days ago. Okay, ندخل بقى على المراجعة. We don't know how much about the bottom of the oceans because some of them have not been explored. I can't wait for the holidays. My parents are taking my sisters and me to our favorite beach. That is a giant hotel. It's the biggest building in the city. A new school is being built near my home and it will be open next year. The color of this new car is horrible. I don't like it at all. Hundreds of sailing boats could be seen from the beach yesterday. They looked really lovely. It takes many hours for the rocket to reach the space station. The teacher said that a new subject will be taught next week. The rocket will be launched into space tomorrow morning. Our rubbish is collected every week. You should only phone 123 in an emergency. A lot more birds have been seen on the shore this year. I can't talk to you now because I'm about to go out. We can't get on the plane yet because it's being cleaned. We can't play this computer game because the controls don't work. When the police arrived at the bank, they realized the money had been taken. The teacher asked us to discuss the pros and cons of artificial intelligence. That new mobile phone is too expensive for me to buy. Physics is the study of energy, sound, light, etc. The bridge that is near My house is more than 200 years old. The police don't know the cause of the accident in the street yesterday. Mariam cleaned the windows yesterday. They look nice and clean now. The light from the sun that damages our skin is invisible. You can't see it. Yesterday we had to have our roof repaired after the storm. We get the signal for our mobile phones from the tall mast on the hill. I didn't understand the homework, so I got my friend to help me. I like to do voluntary work at the hospital. I don't get paid, but I enjoy helping the people there. The teacher had us copy the notes from the blackboard. Fauzi enjoys working at the hotel, but the downside is that it's a long way from his home. And the last sentence here, neither of my parents are at home today because they are at work. استنوني في حلقة جديدة إن شاء الله نكمل بقية المراجعة مع بعض. كانت معكم سوسن سامي. ما تنساش لايك واشتراك للقناة عشان يوصلك كل جديد. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.